The invisible hug. Erin never liked tests. Just the thought of it made his palms sweaty and his stomach twist like a prison. That morning, he sat on the edge of his bed with his math book open on his lap, staring at the numbers. They looked more like an alien language than multiplication tables. I don't think I can do this, he muttered, closing the book with a frustrated sigh. His mom peeked her head into the room. Erin, it's almost time for school. Are you ready? Erin shrugged. Not really. I'm probably going to mess up the test. I studied, but what if I forget everything? His mom walked over and sat beside him, putting her arm around his shoulder. Erin, do you remember what we talked about last Sunday? Erin thought for a moment and mumbled, You said God is always with me. Exactly, his mom said, smiling. You've done your part by studying. Now, trust God to help you. Just do your best and don't forget, He's cheering for you, even when you're nervous. Erin gave a small nod, but he still felt that nervous knot in his stomach. On his way to school, Erin kicked a pebble down the sidewalk, lost in thought. I hope I don't freeze up during the test, he whispered. Suddenly, a gentle breeze swept by him, tickling his cheeks and rustling the leaves in the trees. Erin stopped walking and looked around. It was such a warm and peaceful breeze that it almost felt like someone had given him a pat on the back. He smiled a little, though he wasn't sure why. As he walked further, something caught his eye. Up in the bright blue sky, a fluffy white cloud floated by. At first, it looked like any other cloud, but then Erin noticed it had a familiar shape. It looked just like a heart. He tilted his head, squinted. That's funny, he thought. A heart-shaped cloud? Before he could think too much about it, a cheerful chirping sound caught his attention. He looked up at a nearby tree and saw a little bird perched on a branch, hopping and chirping loudly. It almost sounded like the bird was saying, You are loved, you are loved. Erin laughed out loud. Okay, God, I get it. Thanks for cheering me up, he said, feeling a lot lighter. When Erin arrived at school, the test still felt a little scary, but not as much as before. He sat at his desk, took a deep breath and whispered, All right, God, let's do this together. The teacher handed out the test papers, and Erin's heart pounded as he flipped it over. But as he started answering the questions, something amazing happened. The multiplication tables he had studied popped into his head like magic. He remembered tricks his mom had taught him, and even the harder questions didn't seem so bad. By the time he finished the test, he felt so proud of himself. I think I actually did okay, he thought. After school, Erin walked home feeling a lot happier than he had that morning. As he turned onto his street, he heard a familiar chirping sound. It was the same little bird from earlier, hopping along the sidewalk beside him. Hey buddy, are you following me now? Erin laughed. The bird chirped back, and Erin couldn't help but smile. When he got home, he was waiting for him at the door. How did the test go? She asked. Erin grinned. It wasn't as scary as I thought. I remembered everything I studied, and guess what? I saw a heart cloud and a bird that kept chirping like it was cheering me up. His mom laughed. Sounds like God was reminding you He's always with you. That night, as Erin lay in bed, he whispered a quiet prayer. Thanks, God, for helping me today. I guess your invisible hugs are everywhere if I just pay attention. From that day on, Erin still felt nervous sometimes, but he knew he could always handle it. Whether it was a big test, a soccer game, or trying something new, he remembered that God was always there, sending invisible hugs through breezes, birds, and even heart-shaped clouds, and sometimes peace in your heart.
Please like, share, and subscribe for more.